continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. Years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Hello and welcome to the campus of Adrian College as we're starting about 14 seconds into the game, and the Bulldogs have already scored, getting off to a hot start here in their final home game of the season, getting things rolling fast. Palazzolo won the opening face-off, got into the offensive zone, and led to a quick goal as Palazzolo will win this face-off as well. Initiating the offense. Puts the brakes on. Nice spin. Palazzolo's ball deflected. It's going to be scooped up underneath. Michael Jonas scoring a point on that last play. Gives him 100 on the season. As the Bulldogs are going to slow down the offense, get some substitutions going. Edwards coming in, now they're going to throw it behind, now swinging it over to Selvage. Back up top, Coakley, cross to Edwards, back to Coakley. Coakley trying to make a move around his man, just going to use some speed. Coakley rifles one, and it's going to go up top and score. Number 31, Jake Coakley, looked off his teammates and took it himself, rifling it top deck to get the Bulldogs up 2-0 with less than a minute into the game. So Palazzolo still doing the face-offs for the Bulldogs. This one he's not going to win, as going the other way is Dylan Smith. His pass is going to hit the deck, picking it up. And no, it's still loose. Going towards the out-of-bounds area. It's going to stay in. Bulldogs scoop it. It's Cam Reed. He launches it over to Spangler. Now Brandon Horoff running up the field, trying to get into the offensive area. Whistle sounds. Looks like we're going to have Bulldogs starting from about the 40. Initiating play down the far side of the field, now going underneath. Jonas flips over to Hassel. Hassel takes the screen from Jonas, runs in front, unmanned, and Hassel skips it off the ground and in. Bulldogs up 3-0 right away. Derek Hassel with the third goal of the game takes the screen from Jonas, and as he's wrapping around, bounces it off the ground for the quick goal, as the Scots are going to call a timeout just a little bit more than a minute and a half into this one. Try to slow some things down here, and we will take a timeout with them. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be back right here on ACTV.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Welcome back to the action. My name is Sean Whitmer, and you're watching ACTV as we're watching the visiting Alma Scots come in to play the Bulldogs. Bulldogs jumped out to a quick 3-0 lead, and a timeout was called by the Scots. As now Sparks going to swing it across, putting the brakes on. It's going to go back to Sparks. He'll go down to the wing. That's Hassel. Behind for Jonas. Bulldogs swinging it around. It's touching every man's cage. Hassel back up top. Sparks swings across. He'll go down to the wing. Sets the screen is Coakley. He'll pick it up off the screen. Pass to Jonas. Right in front, and Jonas finds his way through the goalie to get a quick goal for the Bulldogs. They jump out to a 4-0 lead as fast as possible. Quick pass from Jake Coakley. Looked like he faked the shot there. Jonas gets right up in the face of Stelgis to get the quick goal. Bulldogs up 4-0, 12:34 on the clock in the first. Palazzolo wins the faceoff. Seen him do this in their last home game. Now he'll swing it over to Hassel and make his substitution. Jonas from behind, gonna pass it around. Cutting in front is Tidswell, but it's gonna go back to Jonas as the Bulldogs are making some changes. Swung up top, that's Cam Reed. Looking for a shot, but he'll pass it off to Alec Winiger. Now sprinting forward with it is none other than Brandon Horoff, and the fastest man on the field with the quick jump shot will score. Brandon Horoff, no hesitation with the shot attempt, as once he seen daylight, he jumped into it, found the back of the net. Burke comes in for the faceoff for the Bulldogs against Smith, and it's going to skip away. Cam Reed's going to scoop it, plays it back for Burke. Sam Burke over to Hassel. Now Hassel makes a move around one. He'll play it back for the quarterback of this offense, Michael Jonas. Now back over to Hassel, swinging it to the wing. Selvage, head fake, goes around, looking for the wrap, going to pass. Edwards fires it in between the legs. Nothing can stop the Bulldogs offense as they jump out to a 6-0 lead. Riley Edwards skips it off the deck. He was calling for it all the way, and once he seen the opening 5-hole, he took advantage of Preston Stelgis. Still looks like Burke in there against Smith. Slaps it aside. It's picked up by the senior, Cam Reed. Bulldogs playing it around. Jonas looked at Hassel for a minute, but he's just going to go back to that wing player. Coakley, or Horoff, mind you, going to play it over for Winiger. Now back to Horoff. Over to Edwards. Underneath Hassel, swings to Jonas. Jonas goes back to the other side. Now it's Horoff. To Edwards, back to Horoff. Back over to that far side of the field. Now Jonas to Hassel. Edwards, Horoff, Tidswell. Tidswell with a nice face dodge. He'll rifle one with distance, and it's going to skip away. But Jonas in the perfect spot. So Bulldogs will keep possession. Only 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Jonas going to take it himself. A hard screen sends a Bulldog down. As the Scots fighting for possession, Jonas will scoop it. Now playing it from the sideline. It's deflected, and it stays in play. It's going to be scooped up cleanly by Cameron O'Brien. He plays it down the field, but it's going to be stolen away by the Bulldogs. Cam Reed runs it into the offensive zone. Now he'll flip it over to Hassel. Subs out for Winiger. Hassel makes a move. Going to pass it onto the wing. Selvage passes it back to Edwards. Now Winiger swings it to Horoff. Underneath for Hassel. Now Jonas. 1-2. Hassel takes over. Going to take the screen from Jonas. Spin move. Hassel back to Jonas. Can't pick it up cleanly. It's going to be slapped aside, and chasing after it is O'Brien. But Jonas and O'Brien still fighting. Coming in to help is Selvage, who will steal it away from O'Brien. Now he plays it right in front. Fake shot. Passed around. Rifled from deep. It skips off the deck and out of play. Bulldogs closest to it, so they'll keep possession. Jonas to Selvage. Playing it up top. Winiger using some speed. Goes for the pass off. It skips. Recovers. Now Horoff with the shot and a great deflection and pickup. Running with it up the field is Stelgis. Now he plays it all the way up for Smith. Great clear by Stelgis. As the Scots looking to take advantage of one of their first real chances here. Getting things set up. It's Cole Pearson. Plays it back for Kluk. Now Kluk down to the wing. Smith swings underneath. Going from underneath to the far side. Pearson makes a move around Edwards. Passes underneath. Trying to scoop it. Looking to make a play behind. Getting pressured aggressively by the Bulldog defender. Can't make out a number from here. Hibden. Getting pressured by Reed. Bulldogs setting up a little bit of a trap situation. Scott's running out of time. Pass right in front. The jump shot from Smith, and he'll score. Alma answers and puts it at a 6-1 score. The Scots pass right in front to Smith. The spinning jump, and he'll skip it past Sam Spangler for the easy goal. Looks like it's going to be Burke and Smith on the face-off. Whistle sounds, and it's going to be Scott's ball. So Smith will initiate. He's going to swing it over to Pearson. Pearson jogs it up. Going to take his time, let his team get set. Pass over to Storm. Now they're going underneath back to Storm. Over to Pearson. Down the side, going underneath. Scott's looking to play patient now. Pearson. Some move, goes underneath. Now it's swung over. Smith can't reach up for it. It'll skip out of play. Bulldogs take back over, and the Scots will make a change to get their defense out there. Whistle sounds. It's going to be played up the field, and it's going to bounce. Picked up by the Scots. A turnover by the Bulldogs. Going the other way with it with a little bit of pace is Hodges. Puts his brakes on. Plays it over to his teammate. That's Kluk. Now over to Pearson. 6:30 left in the first quarter. Back to Storm. Going to go down to the wing. Smith swings it underneath. It's Kahn underneath for the Scots. Now Pearson looking to make a face dodge around the defender. He passes to Kahn. Half spin back to Pearson. Sizing up his man. Getting checked up a little bit. Pearson going to retreat. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Pearson with a spin. Staying with him is Armstrong all the way through. Now it's back up top for Storm. Scots keep trying the isolate. Going to go underneath. Pass right in front. It's going to skip away. Bulldogs will take over. Cam Reed passed to Spangler. Now passing it up. All the way up the field is the Bulldogs. Go underneath for Jonas. Plays it back for Winiger. Cuts inside. Going to play it back to Jonas. Hassel. Swings it to the other side. It's Winiger. Coakley to Sparks. Down to Hassel. Underneath for Jonas. To Winiger. To Coakley. Sparks. Trying to beat his man. Quick little flip to Coakley. Cross, drop down to scoop it. Cutting right inside through traffic. Going to flip it back behind. Bulldogs keep possession. Right over to Hassel, and it skips off. A great save made by Preston Stelgis. He stepped out, and he's getting pressured. He'll flip it over. Picking it off the bounce is Patrick Hodges. He swings it around. The Bulldogs getting physical to create the turnover. It's none other than Jack Messel, I believe, creating that turnover for the Bulldogs. Horoff going to initiate things from underneath. The pass to Ristow. It skips off the stick of Stelgis and out of play. So Bulldogs keep possession. Selvage to Horoff. To Ristow. Back to Winiger. Rifles off the iron. It's going to stay out. Bulldogs pick it up. It's Hassel. Keeping possession alive. He'll give it over to Selvage. Back to Horoff. About as deep as he could get. Now he'll play it over for Ristow. Feeds to Jonas. Underneath for Hassel. Swinging it around is the Bulldogs. Horoff to Ristow. Jonas goes underneath. Hassel swings to Selvage. Selvage can't handle it. It's going to knock loose. Still on the ground. Bulldogs pressuring, trying to get control of it. But coming away is going to be Brenner Quick. The sophomore plays it up to Hodges. Hodges with some speed. Put the brakes on. Plays it over to Plenties. But the pass is going to skip away. And the Scott fans not liking what they've seen after one of the passes there as player got slapped on the stick a little bit. Refs are letting them play through. Going to get swung underneath. Jonas swings it back to Selvage. Now to Horoff. Back for Winiger. Horoff to Selvage. Underneath, Jonas to Hassel. Back to Jonas. Over to Selvage. Now Edwards. Swings to Winiger. Goes to Coakley. To the wing, it's Hassel. Underneath is Jonas. Going all the way up top to Winiger. Going to Coakley. Looks to make a move. Spins. Takes a spill. Keeps possession, though. Coakley going to wrap all the way through. Give it back up top. Alec Winiger plays it over for Selvage. Goes to Hassel. Hassel with a great move. Cutting right in front. And Michael Jonas with the feed from Hassel. And a great score by the Bulldogs after quite a bit of drought there. Derek Hassel made a move. Looked like he was going to take it himself. Passed off to Michael Jonas. And the quick flip gives the Bulldogs a 6-point lead once again. Coming back in is going to be Nico Palazzolo for the Bulldogs face-off. going against Dylan Smith. It's going to be picked up by Reed, played to Palazzolo. He's got some speed. Palazzolo, pass, and the quick shot looked to be deflected. Not sure who he passed it to. I think that was Austin Selvage. Now Palazzolo will make his sub. Starting it from behind is Hassel. He'll play it over to Jonas. Passing it around. Winiger. Goes back. It's going to get returned to Winiger. Now it's Edwards. Goes underneath for Jonas. Back to, I believe that's Horoff. Swings to Winiger. Now Edwards. Sprints inside. Edwards takes the shot. It's knocked away, and the Scots will take it, but Edwards with a heads-up play, knocking it loose and scooping it back up. Bulldogs take right back over. The pass in front picked up by Hassel. He'll skip it through the legs, and the Bulldogs score once again. Derek Hassel off the great pass from Jonas right in front. Hassel took it over as he was running away from the goal, skips it off the ground and in between the legs of Stelgis. So Dylan Smith still the only face-off guy we've seen for the Scots. Palazzolo and Burke have swapped in and out for the Bulldogs. As Palazzolo will pick this one up, runs right down the middle. Palazzolo goes for the shot attempt. It's going to skip away. As Michael Jonas will set another record, holding just about every offensive record he can. As he just set the single-season assist record for the Bulldogs. Winiger with a great move, cutting inside, shoots from distance, and Alec Winiger rifles it past Stelgis. Played it back deep for Winiger. He makes a move, and from about the 25-yard line on the field, just puts a bullet past Stelgis. Bulldogs up 9-1 with 13 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Palazzolo and Smith. Or forgive me, that's Burke in for the Bulldogs. He fights with Smith, but he'll pick up the ball. It gets knocked loose. Going after it is Connor Pearson. A lot of physicality, a little bit of a scrum as the time will expire, so it will not matter. First quarter of play is over, and the Bulldogs lead 9-1 here at Docking Family Stadium. Don't go anywhere as you are watching ACTV. We'll be back right after the break.
You have earned the right to be here through endless nights of studying, testing, writing, and dedication to learning. The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences, and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Now, as you face the world outside this academic haven, the concept of courage must not be left behind in your textbooks. It should be as alive in you today as your ambition to change the world for the better.
We were all born to be a Bulldog. Life drew us to this school, these people, and this tiny town. You were meant to be here to make a difference and to grow within yourself for the better. But what does it mean to truly be a Bulldog? Well, to scratch the surface, the students of Adrian College are anything but ordinary. The pride, grit, perseverance, and passion is absolutely unmatched. Good luck and congratulations, class of 2024. And know that today is yet another Bulldog victory.
And we're back here on the campus of Adrian College. My name is Sean Whitmer, You're watching men's lacrosse action on ACTV as the Bulldogs had a dominant first quarter, walking out with an 8-point lead over the visiting Scots from Alma. Taking it quickly is the Bulldogs after the faceoff. It's Sam Burke fighting for possession, but the Scots are going to steal it away. Pearson plays it over to Quick, who can't handle it. Shot in front's going to be off the iron, scooped up by Cam Reed. He'll play it up front for Winiger. Now Winiger waiting for the sub to be made. Coming in for the Bulldogs is going to be Strader. First time we've seen him, he gets fed right away. Aiden Strader going to go underneath for Selvage. Playing around with it. Winiger to Strader. Strader, nice move. Going towards the middle, he'll pass it off. The shot off the ground. Hassel finds his way through, and the Bulldogs score 10.
Bulldogs goal by number 4, Derek Hassel. Assisted by number 0, Aiden.
Derek Hassel off the pass from Aiden Strader. Just nobody guarding him. He finds the gap, and he'll feed it through. Smith dominating the faceoff time for the Scots. Burke comes in. He'll win this one. Hassel goes underneath. Jonas feeds to Selvage. Looks to get a screen from Jonas. He reset to assure he got it. Now Selvage will do what Hassel did before him. A little bit of whatever you can do, I can do better, says Austin Selvage, as the Bulldogs jump out to a 10-point lead. Just retreated to get the screen. Jonas reset it. Selvage gets tripped up a little bit, but he goes right through the 5-hole of Stelgis. The one spot the Bulldogs have had the most success with today. Fighting for it. It's going to skip back. Reed will scoop it. He has the whole right side of the field to work with. He'll play it down to his teammate on the far side of the field. It's Hassel who feeds to Jonas. Jonas back to Hassel. Getting pressured aggressively by Quick. Hassel puts the brakes on. Over to Coakley. Now Ristow. Ristow getting manned. He'll feed it to a cutting in Strader, and Strader rifles it. It's going to be deflected. Some physicality from Stelgis keeps the ball away from him, and a sandwich over there on the far side. The Bulldogs collide with Quick, and it's going to be Scott's ball as a result. It was Hassel and Strader trying to play the ball with Quick in between them, and a little bit of a sandwich causes the Scots to get the ball. As it's skipping around, and it's going to be Bulldog possession after the turnover. Coming in for the Scots is going to be Connor Pearson. As the Bulldogs playing it around, they're going to get it over to Jonas, who's setting up the show. He'll play it back up top for Coakley. Back to Strader. Now underneath, it's Jonas. Swings to Selvage. Austin Selvage makes a move around his defender. He'll pass it right in front, off the deflection, and the Bulldogs score once again. It's a barrage of points from the Bulldogs. Michael Jonas from Austin Selvage, as Jonas just camped right in front of the goal. Nobody manned him. So it's an easy goal for the Bulldogs. And, of course, it's Michael Jonas, the recipient. Palazzolo in the face-off for the Bulldogs now. It's going to skip away. Scooping it is going to be Connor Pearson. No, Palazzolo knocks Pearson off the ball. Now it's a little bit of a scrum for it. Scotts will still come away. Plays it up for Smith. Smith passes it off with some heat, but Spangler with a great save, and he'll clear it up for Cam Reed. Reed waving people off, sending Palazzolo out. Coming in is Ristow. Bulldogs give it over to Winiger. A lot of substitutions being made by the Bulldogs. Sparks going to come in. Sprinting forward is Winiger. He takes a shot. It deflects up and over. Bulldogs will keep possession. Starting it is going to be Jonas. He plays it over to Sparks. Edwards. As the Bulldogs playing around with it. Sparks back up top for Edwards. Return to sender. Sparks goes underneath. Returned right back to him. Bowen Sparks, great move. Around one, skips it, and it's going to skip away. Great save made by Stelgis. But the Bulldogs will keep possession. Hassel goes underneath for Jonas. He'll swing it over to Selvage. Now it's up top. Edwards looks to go back for Hassel, but absolutely airmailed it with the disruption in his face. So the Scots will take over. Haven't had a lot of opportunities yet in this quarter. Of course, capitalized on one of their only opportunities in the first quarter, as the pass will be too high for Lucas Storm, and it's going to be a turnover by the Scots. Bulldogs will take possession. Whistles sound as some debris on the field. It's a loose lacrosse ball. Now play can start. Played up for Selvage. Gonna jog forward, take his time. He'll play it underneath for Jonas. Selvage cuts in front. Sparks replaces. Sparks swings it up top for Winiger. Now goes over. Back to Sparks. Sends it with some heat, but a great save made by Stelgis. Passing it over to Hodges. Hodges with some wheels, getting past everyone. And Hodges ain't slowing down, running down the sideline. He'll play it underneath for Smith. Now swung over to Kahn. Back to Smith. Swung way up top for Cole Pearson. Back to Kahn. Crossed over to Smith. He goes up top to Storm. It's Kluk. Fakes a move. Instead, he'll pass it to Kahn, who goes to Smith. Getting manned by Reed. 19 on 19. Cam Reed with a little bit of a check. Smith going to pass it off for Storm. Storm goes underneath for Kluk. Kluk tries to make a move around Edwards with the jump shot. It's going to be deflected away. Bulldogs stay alive, but the errant pass is on the ground, getting kicked around by Edwards with some physicality. Bulldogs still trying to fight for it, and a great play made by the Bulldogs. Running it up, Hassel to Jonas. Jonas right in front. He's unstoppable. On the breakaway, it's passed off to Derek Hassel. Just saucers it right in front to Michael Jonas. And if he's unguarded, he's unstoppable for the Bulldogs. Palazzolo gonna run the show. Goes underneath to Jonas. Up top, Reed. Reed fakes the shot, cuts inside. Cam Reed, jump shot, deflects out of play. Jonas gonna start things from behind in the quarterback position. It's gonna be stolen away by the Scots, and sprinting up the field is Hodges. A lot of long sticks in the offensive area for the Scots. They're going to go underneath for Kahn. Make some changes. Over to Smith. Back to Kahn. Kahn trying to beat his man. Smith goes to Kluk. Now Storm. Swings it underneath for Pearson. To Kluk. Or Kahn, mind you. Kahn going to take the screen from Pearson. Goes up top for Storm. He's getting manned up by Carrither. Storm tries to cut inside. He'll have to send it underneath for Pearson. Swung over. Now up top. Kluk tries to pass it right in front. It's going to skip over. Pearson takes it. 15 on the shot clock. Pearson goes for a little bit of a wrap. Gets manned up hard by Horoff. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pearson needs to act quick. He goes back. Storm will have to rifle it. It skips up and over Spangler, and it's going to be Bulldog possession. It was Noah Carrithers in on the defense. That caused a lot of issues. As now jogging it up for the Bulldogs is Horoff. As they're playing it up into the offensive area. Now going underneath, Selvage. Takes a screen from Hassel. Selvage. Just running back and forth right now. Looking to make a move around his man. Selvage passes it off to Hassel. It skips away, but Bulldogs keep possession. Great head fake. Cut inside. The shot will skip off the post. It stays out, and coming away with it is Hodges. He's sprinting past everyone. Hodges gets into the offensive area. Winiger chasing him down. Hodges goes underneath for Kahn. Played over to Smith. Smith will send one up top for Storm. Over to Pearson. Goes underneath to Kahn. To Smith. Now he'll go up top. That's going to be Plennis. Goes to Pearson. Underneath for Kahn. Back to Pearson. Skips it. Back for Storm. Can't handle it. He'll pick it up before it goes back. Storm trying to beat Carrithers. Plays it back. It's going to be off the hop. Taking it forward is Plenus. It's going to go to Kahn. Trying to beat his man. Being guarded aggressively by Picano. Smith now with a chance. His shot skips away. And it's going to be called a shot, so Scots will take possession. Picano manning up underneath. Just playing it back, and the Bulldogs are going to take over. Jogging it up the field is Messel. Plays it over to Reed. Messel and Reed in the offensive area right now. Edwards plays it. Great spin move made. No shot attempt. Reed with the offensive play as it's going to skip around back to Reed. Coakley goes underneath for Jonas. Jonas swings it up top for Sparks. Now it's up top for Coakley. Just playing around with it right now is the Bulldogs. Back to Sparks. Feeds it to Coakley. Cross to the far side of the field. Looking to make a move. Spin. Wrist out. Sends it to Selvage. Over to Jonas. Now to Sparks. Back to Ristow. The jump. And an easy save made by Stelgis. He's getting pressured from behind. Stelgis might be trying to do a little bit too much. But he keeps his footing. It skips away. Ristow scoops it. He'll pass it off. No, it's going to be a goal for the Bulldogs. Lost sight of the ball for a second. But the Bulldogs will score. As it looks like Ristow sent it into the middle. Michael Jonas, who else, grabs it, buries it into the back of the net as it was empty. And the Bulldogs jump out to a 14-1 lead. As you're watching men's lacrosse action here on ACTV, we'll be back right after the timeout.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth, introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time that you will always look back on as special years. Never experienced before you arrived today and never replicated after you graduate.
Scots have used both their timeouts here in the first half. With 3:21 remaining before halftime, Bulldogs are up by 13 as the Scots have not had a lot of offensive opportunities thus far. Palazzolo on the faceoff. It flips into the air, picked up by Armstrong. He'll play it down to his teammate as it finds Jonas underneath. Reed going to retreat back and sub out as the play made right in front. It skips around, and Reed will skip back over as it was a shot attempt that took an odd carom off the bars. Reed will initiate things. Going to play it over to Edwards. Now Horoff. Brandon Horoff uses that speed before passing it off. It finds Hassel on the wing, getting checked. Hassel spins, down goes the defender, pass right in front, and the Bulldogs score! A phenomenal goal by Austin Selvage after Derek Hassel left a defender in the dust. Looks like someone else in the faceoff for the Scots right now. Can't make out the number yet. It's going to be Palazzolo scooping it. He's running right down the middle. Fakes the pass, goes the other way, and it's going to skip away from his teammate. In the faceoff for the Scots was Charles Dusenberry. Starting things for the Scots is going to be Patrick Hodges. He plays it over to the goalie. That's Preston Stelgis. He walks it up for the Scots. Stelgis swings over to Hodges. A turnover right now could be very costly for the Scots. Flipped, and a great play made in the air by Pearson. Puts his brakes on. Stelgis will get back to the goal. Now Storm. Tries to make a move around his man. It's going to be passed right into the cage of the goalie, as now Selvage plays it to Jonas. Jonas! Or forgive me, that's going to be Derek Hassel. Have yourself a day. He'll score himself another one. Austin Selvage to Derek Hassel. It was the opposite just a minute ago, but Derek Hassel will beat Stelgis for the goal. It's going to be Palazzolo against Dusenberry. Palazzolo slapping at it. Scott's trying to pick it up. Scrum for it. Reed comes in to assist the Bulldogs, and they will take possession. Palazzolo going to sprint right down Main Street. Unmanned is Palazzolo, and he'll score himself one off the face-off. Bulldogs jump out to 17 goals. Nico Palazzolo, the freshman face-off specialist, gets ahead of steam right down Main Street, and he'll beat Stelgis. As the Bulldogs have brought in a couple substitutes. Cam Reed going to take a breather. Coming in for him is going to be A.J. Hayes, as Burke is on the face-off. It's flipped. Burke scoops it in the air. Going to play it down to the wing. Cutting in front is Selvage. Quick shot attempt. It's in the air, knocking around. Hayes trying to play it for the Bulldogs. Still fighting. Aggressive is Hayes, but it's going to be picked up by Hodges. Going the other way. Hodges with a full head of steam. Looking to cut him off is Kasprizik. It's going to be played over to Kahn. Kahn plays it back to Storm. He rolls it off for Pearson. Pearson goes underneath for Kahn to Smith up top. Over to Storm. Now Pearson back to Storm. Crossfield pass to Kluk. Gonna go underneath. Kahn looks for the screen. Kahn takes the shot attempt, and Spangler closes it up. It's gonna be played back for Kahn. He goes in front, and great defense knocks the ball loose out of the hands of Hibden. Bulldogs take over. Spangler plays it deep. It's going to be picked out of the air cleanly. Now over to Hassel. He bobbles it for the moment, and that's going to be halftime. Bulldogs unable to capitalize right there at the end, but capitalizing is what they did so well throughout the game, as they will go into the half up 17-1. Michael Jonas with 5 goals. Derek Hassel with 4. Selvage has 2. Winiger, Horoff, Edwards, Palazzolo, and Coakley all with 1. And our point leaders for the afternoon is Hassel with 7 and Jonas with 7. Over on the Alma side, their goal came from Dylan Smith earlier in the first quarter. My name is Sean Whitmer, and you're watching men's lacrosse action here on ACTV. We'll be back right after halftime.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth, introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time that you will always look back on as special years. Never experienced before you arrived today, and never replicated after you graduate.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
You have earned the right to be here through endless nights of studying, testing, writing, and dedication to learning. The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences, and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Now, as you face the world outside this academic haven, the concept of courage must not be left behind in your textbooks. It should be as alive in you today as your ambition to change the world for the better.
We were all born to be a Bulldog. Life drew us to this school, these people, in this tiny town. You were meant to be here to make a difference and to grow within yourself for the better. But what does it mean to truly be a Bulldog? Well, to scratch the surface, the students of Adrian College are anything but ordinary. The pride, grit, perseverance, and passion is absolutely unmatched. Good luck and congratulations, class of 2024. And know that today is yet another Bulldog victory.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
Welcome back to Adrian College TV. Thank you for tuning in as we get ready for the second half of play in this men's lacrosse action between the visiting Alma Scots and the home Adrian College Bulldogs, playing here at Docking Family Stadium on Kapnick Field. My name is Sean Whitmer, of course, and I'd like to quickly remind you to stay connected with all the action by following at Adrian College TV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment. Follow at Adrian College TV today. Bulldogs looking to imitate what they did there at the open of the game as they scored only 13 seconds in. Tried to do it again to start the half. Coakley going to play it underneath now. Swung. Getting stick checked a little bit is Parrott. He goes underneath. Swinging it around. Sparks to Strader. Strader going to retreat. Now making a move around his man Schrader with the shot. And down goes his stick as the shot is deflected out of play. Bulldogs will keep possession, though. Sparks to Schrader. Schrader goes down to the wing. That's Parrott. He goes underneath. Swinging it around is the Bulldogs. Sparks. Great move around one. Sparks rifles it, and the Bulldogs score first to start the second half. Number 44, Bowen Sparks, makes a phenomenal move around one and then beats everyone in front of him with all the heat he can to score the first goal of the half in favor of the Bulldogs. Burke on the face-off for the Dogs. As he's going to keep it and somehow keep his balance, Burke passes it off, and it's going to skip away. So the Bulldogs with a quick turnover. Parrott unable to handle the pass attempt. Parrott going to jog up to put some pressure on. It's going to be played to Stelgis. As the Scots are running it forward, it's Storm. Makes a move around one. Jogging forward, going to give it to Smith underneath. Now passing it back, Kluk. Swings it over to Pearson. Passes it down to Smith. Now up top for Kluk. Kluk going to jog forward. Goes to Kahn. Playing it in front. It's going to be stolen away out of the air. Bulldogs transitioning the other side of the field. Jogging down, the pass to Parrott. Once again deflected, and the Bulldogs with another turnover. Can't make out the number. I believe it's going to be number 33, Mason Winiger, younger brother of Alec, subbed in right now. Be played up. Mason putting the pressure on. Pass is going to be across the field. Picking it up is Pearson. Off the bounce. Now he'll play it back for Storm. Coming in is Kluk. He'll get it right away. Getting manned up by Mason Winiger. Now played underneath. Getting swung all the way around. In and out of the cage for Pearson. As now he's going to size up the defender. Makes a move. A little bit of a swim. Passed off to Storm. Storm sprints past everyone. The shot attempt is going to be wide and skip away. And we also, as I'm just now realizing for the first time, have a goalie change. I'll try to get the number on that for you in a second. It's either going to be Simon Milatz or Andrew Buss. Aggressive defense underneath. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. Kahn makes a move around the defender. Plays it up top. Storm. Back pedals. Kahn keeping it away from his man. The pass to Smith. He somehow makes the grab. As it's going to be passed back to Kahn, and a turnover with 0 on the clock. So not much difference there. As jogging up with it is, I believe, Buss. Looks like 28 on the jersey. It's going to be played into Coakley. To the wing, that's Parrott. Jogging in, he'll play it underneath. Now swinging it around. Coakley sends it back to Sparks. Sparks looking for a teammate. It's going to be Schrader. Back to Sparks. Sparks in traffic. Going to send this one just wide. Bulldogs will keep possession. And it looks like running that underneath position, quarterback position, if you will, is going to be the freshman Mark Veldoff. It's straighter up top. To the wing, it's Sparks. Underneath for Veldoff. Play it over to the wing. A great move made around one, and it's going to skip off the deflection. Out of play. Initiating things is going to be the Bulldogs. Sparks. Now straighter. Goes over, can't catch the number. Believe that's Coakley. He'll send it back, and unable to make the grab is Michael Camacho. Sent up the field, off the bounce, handled. Scott's playing it down the sideline. Now with the long pass to Smith, he'll go back up top for Kluk. Barber sprinting in for the Bulldogs. It's going to be played back to Storm. Storm jogging. Now played underneath. Kahn to Smith. Cross field and up top, it skips away. Bulldogs going to take possession. Playing it to Van Eekeren. Right down the middle, pass to Parrott. Parrott right in front, and he makes the easy one count. Bulldogs back on the scoreboard once again as they jump out to a 19-1 lead. Sam Van Eekeren going to pass it off, and an easy goal for Parrott. Sorry, that's going to be Sam Van Eekeren for the Bulldogs. As once again, Van Eekeren picks it up. Going to get around the defender. Just jogging around, letting the change be made. Now he plays it over for Alec Winiger. Winiger sprints over to the other side of the field. He'll jog up, getting guarded by Pearson. Going to play it underneath. Now it's Parrott to Sparks. Back to Winiger. Over to Strader. Underneath, right in front. It bounces around, and it finds its way in. The official signals, and we will have a goal. It crossed the line. A very close call, but played right in front. It skipped around off the crossbar, down on the ground, and the Bulldogs have scored 20. That's Mark Veldoff for the Bulldogs, accredited with the goal. It's played forward. Great job by the Scots. That's going to be Plinus. Now playing it forward. Up for the Bulldogs. Slowing things down. Underneath for Veldoff. He's going to jog it forward. Now up top for Winiger. He'll play it to Edwards. Coakley comes in, gets fed right away. Coakley beats his defender. He'll go underneath. Veldoff swinging it around. Winiger makes a great play to keep it. Makes a face dodge. Winiger off the deck, and it skips out of play. Bulldogs will keep possession. 37 on the shot clock. Played up to Winiger. Now over to Edwards. Coakley underneath for Veldoff. He'll take the screen, plays it back to Winiger. Right in front, Coakley unguarded, but a great job disrupting everything with Stelgis. Now running it up the field as the Scots will settle things down. Looking to make a play is, I believe, Kahn down in the far corner. Makes a face dodge. Kahn passes it off to Storm. Handles the pass cleanly. Fakes to Pearson, goes to Kluk. Kluk being guarded by Barber. A little bit of a swap, now picked up by Mason Winiger. Mason Winiger just a menace on Kluk right there. Now Pearson goes underneath. Great spin by Kahn. Kahn with the jump shot, and he can't get it to go. It'll skip over. Tried to go up over the smaller goalie in Andrew Buss, but he caused a little bit of disruption, forcing the shot to go too high. Now Kahn. He'll send it up for Kluk. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Played right in front. Spin shot by Smith and a great save by Buss. Gets sent up the field for the Bulldogs. Now passed in front. Long stick shot will skip away. Veldoff picks it. Plays it. Cron will sub out. Now it's over to Parrott. Parrott saucers one back to Ristow, now across. Going underneath with it. Back to Parrott. Over to Sparks. Up top, Ristow. Goes to the wing. It's going to be sent on the bounce underneath to Veldoff. He goes to Sparks. Just puts the brakes on. Bowen Sparks with a great move. Now the pass is stolen away by the Scots. Going the other way is Davis. He's getting guarded aggressively by Edwards, and the ball will be out of play. Bulldogs take over. 4:50 left in the third quarter. Played back to Ristow. Now it's over to Sparks. Going to go to Parrott. Just playing around with it right now is the Bulldogs. Going underneath. Veldoff with the diving attempt. Or forgive me, that wasn't Veldoff. That was Michael Camacho, the senior, out of Plainfield, Illinois, with the dive. Played back for Stelgis. Stelgis taking his time, walking up the field. He'll play it up for Pearson. Now Davis leaves it. Long sticks off. As the Scots looking to make a move. From underneath, Smith cuts right in front, but it's going to be played over to Storm. Now back to Kluk. Kluk back to Storm. Going underneath with it. Back over to Kluk. Kluk getting guarded aggressively. They're going to go underneath to Kahn. Kahn puts the brakes. Now back. Kahn swings it over to Smith, and it's going to be well over his head and out of play. Bulldogs will take possession right back. 3:20 on the clock. As running right up the middle is Van Eckerman. Playing it off the ground is Parrott. He'll go underneath for Veldoff. I mean, that wasn't Van Eckerman, that was Casper Pick who was running it up for the Bulldogs. It's going to skip behind. Veldoff looks to pick it up cleanly, but it's going to be scooped by O'Brien. He takes a tumble, and the Bulldogs will take back possession. Playing it up top, now over Alec Winiger, unmanned, tries to play it off the hop, and instead it'll hop well out of play. Bulldogs will keep possession. Starting it from the corner. Finds its way up top to Alec Winiger. Now Coakley to Parrott, underneath for Veldoff. Bulldogs playing with their food a little bit right now. Now over to Coakley. Coakley to Veldoff. To the wing. Back up top for Winiger. Over to Coakley. Coakley, great face dodge. The shot attempt, and the Bulldogs score once again. Silent for a little while, but not for too long. As Jake Coakley will find himself back on the scoreboard. Made the man miss, and there was nothing Stelgis could do about that as Coakley put it on a line and found the back of the net. Face-off for the Bulldogs is going to be Palazzolo going against Dusenberry for the Scots. Palazzolo picks it up cleanly. He'll play it to Van Eckeren, who goes for the shot attempt, and it almost found its way through. Now the Bulldogs getting physical with it. Parrott picks it up, plays it into the middle. It's bouncing around. Pearson can't handle it. And Mason Winiger comes to pick it up, but got a little too physical was the Bulldogs, so the Scots will take possession. Trying to take advantage of the transition was Hodges, but official had not officially allowed them to start yet. Hodges spins. Going to cut right into the offensive area. Hodges plays it up the sideline. Kahn to Pearson. Pearson lofts this one over to Kluk. Kluk back to Pearson. Goes underneath with it. Now it's swung over. Storm handles it easily. Running around, trying to get away from Mason Winiger. Gets pressured a little bit by Casper Pick. Now Storm. Picked up by Mason Winiger. His pass attempt skips away. Bulldogs take possession, and they have a full head of steam. It's Parrott running down the middle, and his shot attempt is straight off the face of the goalie. Still fighting for possession. Coming away with it for a moment is Quick, but he's being pressured by Veldoff. Quick will pick it up. He's getting aggressive with him is Casper Pick. Down goes Quick, and the whistle will sound. Likely going to be on Casper Pick as he took down the much bigger player. Casper Pick comes in at just 5'9", while Brenner Quick is 6'5". Over to Storm. Now Smith goes underneath to Kahn. Kahn going to take a quick spin. It's going to be off the post and picked up off the ground as time will expire here in the third quarter. Andrew Buss has done a good job in goal since he took over, and he's seen a couple shots but hasn't given up a goal quite yet as the Bulldogs will go into the fourth quarter up 21-1, and we will see you back here for some men's lacrosse action on ACTV right after the break.
10 years ago, Adrian College Television set out on a mission to bring the excitement, the passion, and the unforgettable moments of Bulldog athletics to fans everywhere. From the field to the court, from nail-biting finishes to championship victories, ACTV has been there to capture it all.
Yeah, Jordan Spear, happy birthday, buddy. I'm sure.
This year, we celebrate a decade of dedication, 10 years of innovation, teamwork, and delivering the energy of Adrian College straight to your screen. Here's to the next chapter of ACTV, because at Adrian College, the story is just beginning.
And we're back here on ACTV. I would like to quickly remind you that all ACTV broadcasts are student-run, and give a quick thank you to our staff here today. Of course, we have myself, Sean Whitmer, on the mic, and I am joined with the director for this evening, Mason Foote, as well as our camera operator, Abigail Reed. Of course, would also like to remind you that right after this game on a separate broadcast will be the women's lacrosse team for Adrian College taking on Alma College as well, but it will be senior night for women's lacrosse as they look to end their home season on a high note for those seniors aplenty on that team, as the Bulldogs playing around with it as they won the faceoff. Sparks looking to make the pass. He's just going to keep it himself. Now he'll go underneath. Back to Sparks. Played it up top for Ristow. Back to Sparks. Breaks applied. Back to Ristow. Swinging it across. Going to have to scoop it off the deck. Can't make out the number. Looks like Strader. Back to Sparks. He will send one on a line, and the Bulldogs have 22. Bowen Sparks, number 44, scores goal number 22. And he does it with ease, finding that top corner, as the Scots have officially made a goalie change. That last goal was against Gavin Atkins. He's made a couple appearances this season. That's only his 16th goal he's allowed. Freshman out of Winter Haven, Florida. As the Bulldogs with a quick attempt and taking a pretty big spill is Palazzolo. It's going to be our first laundry of the day, and it comes with 1 minute gone in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs are going to keep possession after the spill there in front by Palazzolo. A little bit of a conference going on down here on the sideline. Coach Wetzel making sure his guys understand what's going on, as I'm seeing two starters, regular starters at least, a couple guys subbing in and out and playing very big roles today, but Alec Winiger and Austin Selvage are in the game for the Bulldogs. Two of their regular impact players, as Winiger plays it over to Coakley. Now Selvage. Back to Coakley. Return to Selvage. He'll go underneath with it. It's played over. And up top, Coakley will send one with heat. And it's unable to be handled by the freshman. Bulldogs score again. Jake Coakley from Michael Jonas. I mentioned a couple starters coming back in. I missed maybe the biggest starter of them all in Michael Jonas, as they were bringing some guys in for the player advantage situation. As now it's going to be Sam Burke in the faceoff for the Bulldogs. Moved too quick was Burke, so it's going to be picked up by the Scots. Playing it back. Walking it up is Kluk. Kluk waiting for Pearson. Played down the side and going underneath with it. Kahn gonna swing it over to Smith. Back to Kahn. Flipped up top for Storm. Almost stolen away by Van Eckeren. Now looking to make a move. Sprinting inside is Pearson. Plays it back for Kahn. Now up top, Smith sends it with heat, but an easy save made, and the Bulldogs stay clean. Here in the second half, trying to catch his breath is Simon Milatz, who has come in to play this fourth quarter of action for the Bulldogs. And he took quite the hit on that last save. Looked like it might have caught him in the chest, so we will step aside as he will get checked out. Don't go anywhere as you're watching Adrian College men's lacrosse action here on ACTV.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
And we're back. Milatz walked off under his own accord, so everything looks fine, but he will be subbed out for Andrew Buss. As the Scots still on offense, Kluke tries to get past Burke, playing some good defense is Sam Burke. Now Kahn to Kluke. Kluke trying to get around Burke. Burke pressuring Kluke nicely as he's playing it safe. He'll go back to Storm. Van Eckeren playing some good defense. It's going to be passed around. Now Kahn. He gets picked up by Hayes. Kahn cuts inside. He takes the shot attempt. It skips away and picked up off the ground by Andrew Buss. Buss's pass to Mason Winiger is unhandleable. So Smith will pick it up as it's out of play. Timeout called as Milatz is ready to go back into the game. So a quick timeout. Unsure if we're actually really going to take a break. It looks like we're not. It was just to get a different goalie in there, as Milatz is fine ultimately. So we're going to continue play as the Scots have possession. It's played to the wing. Now going underneath with it. Kahn to Smith. Up top for Kluke. Swinging it over. And around. Pearson. Being guarded by Barber. It's underneath for Kahn. Now fed up top. Kluke to Storm. Storm goes underneath. That's Pearson. Pearson makes a move, trying to get around Barber. His pass will skip away. Boxing out the defender is Parrott. Spin pass. And it won't matter as the Bulldogs will take possession right about where the pass took place. As this is passed right in front. And it's going to be Scott's ball, I believe. No, it's just going to be reset for the Bulldogs, starting with A.J. Hayes this time. Now it's played for Brandon Horoff. Passed around. Camacho goes underneath with it. As the Bulldogs are just swinging it about. Schrader. Going to pass it over to Ristow. Down to the wing, that's Horoff. Hard to guard him with how fast he is. As the Bulldogs playing around with it, but Ristow with a nice reach to make that grab. Going underneath. Horoff to Schrader, back to Horoff. And Brandon Horoff sends this one deflected, and it's going to be saved. Or, mind you, stolen away by the Scots. Now they're playing it up through Hodges. Running down the sideline. Plays it back to number 22. That's going to be Vanderkamp. Now off the bounce to Storm. Storm. Slowing everything down. He'll roll it over to Kluke. 9:20 left on the game clock. Kluk faked the pass, caught Ristow, as now Smith will go underneath to Kahn. Over to Pearson, up top for Kluk. He'll pass underneath to Kahn. Kahn right in front. Smith with the shot attempt, and a great save made by Milats. He comes in and makes a phenomenal save to keep the Scots at 1. Running up the sideline is Horoff. Pass right in front, and the Bulldogs answer with the transition score. 24-1 is your score as the Bulldogs take advantage and sprint up the field. Of course, nobody else sprints faster than Brandon Horoff on this team, and he transitions this Bulldogs offense into a great scoring position as Braden Parrott right there to make the easy goal for the Bulldogs. Palazzolo comes back in for the face-off, going against Charles Dusenberry. Dropping down is Horoff. Palazzolo picks it up. Running down Main Street. Quick pass from Palazzolo. And the shot attempt, lackadaisical by Parrott. It skips away. Bulldogs will keep possession. Mason Winiger, long pull. And it had the heat, but not the accuracy. It looks like it actually got stuck in the fence behind the play over there. Mason Winiger put about as much into that one as you could. Played underneath. Now over to Alec Winiger. And Alec Winiger saying, "I'll show you how it's done, little brother," as he'll score a quick one right after his brother falters. So Alec Winiger from Mark Veldoff as the Bulldogs jump up 25-1, and a timeout by the Scots. So we will take a break with them. Don't go anywhere as you're watching men's lacrosse action here on ACTV.
10 years ago, Adrian College Television set out on a mission to bring the excitement, the passion, and the unforgettable moments of Bulldog athletics to fans everywhere. From the field to the court, from nail-biting finishes to championship victories, ACTV has been there to capture it all.
Yeah, Jordan Spear. Happy birthday, buddy. I'm sure.
This year, we celebrate a decade of dedication, 10 years of innovation, teamwork, and delivering the energy of Adrian College straight to your screen. Here's to the next chapter of ACTV, because at Adrian College, the story is just beginning.
Hello and welcome back. My name is Sean Whitmer, and you're watching men's lacrosse action on ACTV. Bulldogs are up 25-1 against the visiting Alma Scots. And the Scots started their season really well, starting off 7-0, but they've fallen down as of late after their loss on senior night. It was that loss just cascaded into a series of losses. This one looks to be 6 straight when the time expires. So Bulldogs starting things from behind the goal. It's played over to Edwards. Edwards gets around one. Jump shot, skips away, and first player there is a Bulldog, so we will keep possession down at this end. Pass around up top for Strader. Play it over to Edwards. Edwards gets around one. Spins around another. Passes across, and it's going to skip away. They're going to call it a shot attempt, I guess, as the Bulldogs will keep possession. Camacho now with it. Spins, breaks. So a quick little half spin there by Camacho. Fighting through some contact, but it's going to be a turnover. Scots take back possession. Fighting for it. Camacho knocking it around. It's going to be knocked forward into the offensive zone of the Scots, but out of play. Last touched by a Bulldog, it said, so it'll be Scots possession. Kahn up top. He'll play it over to Kluk. Kluk gonna walk up slow. Taking his time with it. He'll now play it off for Storm. Back to Kluk. It's now over for Kahn. Spin move. Flag flies against Mason Winiger. Now Pearson tries to take advantage of his defender. Pearson skips it right across, and a fancy attempt, but nothing working there as Kahn caught me off guard with the behind-the-back shot attempt. Now Mason Winiger will have to go take a seat, and Owen Barber is going to sub in for the Bulldogs, as well as Owen Armstrong. So both Owens sub in. A couple guys come out. Things are going to start with Dylan Smith. Or, mind you, it's going to be on the other side. It's going to be Kahn starting things. Now it's Smith. He's going to play it to Pearson. As the pass gets deflected well out of play, and it's going to stay Scott's ball. Six minutes left on the clock. Played up top for Kluk. Now Pearson over to Smith. Smith gives back to Pearson. It's back to Kahn. Return to Pearson. Off the deck, sprinting after it is Hibden, and it will not matter as the Bulldogs take back possession. So the man-up advantage squandered by the Scots. Starting things will be Milatz. Plays it to Hayes. A.J. Hayes motoring down the field. Gives it off to Edwards. Edwards to the long stick. Van Eck passes it off, and it's going to skip away. Scots trying to keep it in bounds, but the Bulldogs will take back possession. Mind you, nobody takes back possession yet, as it's still loose. And a quick cross-check after the play was over. Seen a stick fly as Hodges runs it up for the Scots. Now over to Pearson, goes underneath Smith. Fully underneath to Kahn, back to Smith. He'll fake the pass, keep it himself. Smith sizing up Edwards. He gets around him to the left. Not a lot of room to work with. Goes to Kahn. Now back to Storm. Up top for Kluk. Swung over to Pearson. Pearson. That's Kluk. Now to Storm. Underneath for Kahn. Kahn takes the screen from Smith. He shoots it himself, and it's about as high up and over as you can get. And A.J. Hayes will now take a little bit of a breather, as the Bulldogs will be down a player. Coming in is going to be Mason Winiger. Last player to get called. It's going to be 1 minute on A.J. Hayes. Van Eckeren also coming in for the Bulldogs, getting some extra long sticks out there. Owen Barber, the one normal stick in that defensive area. Kahn to Kluk. Over to Storm. Now Pearson. Pearson back to Storm. On the wing, it's Kahn. Looking in front, it's going to be Kluk to Smith. It's broken up. Great play made by Barber to cause disruption as Milatz will step out, and he's going to walk it up himself a little bit. He's now getting pressured. He'll play it forward. Bulldogs going to run it. Barber passes it up the field. Camacho jogs in. He'll get fed right away. Camacho looks to beat the defender. Spin move. Camacho with the shot. It will be wide. Bulldogs keep possession. 3:33 left on the clock as Alec Winiger will come in for the Bulldogs. Hayes still serving. It's played back to Edwards. Now over for Camacho. Underneath. Back to Camacho. Played up top for Sparks as Hayes is no longer serving. Camacho, head fake, going middle. He falls down as he shoots, and a great save made by Atkins. He's going to clear it up the field. Vanderkamp jogs forward, plays it to Smith. Right in front for the Scots, and they'll score their second of the day. It's Aiden Hibden for the Scots. As Aiden Hibden just camping out right in front. The transition opportunity for the Scots is successful as they will score their second goal of the day. So the score 25-2 in favor of the Bulldogs. Sam Burke comes in on the face-off for the Dogs. Looks like he will be going against Charles Dusenberry. Both players are ready. It's going to be fed back for Mason Winiger. He sprints up over to Van Eckeren. Tries to spin. It's knocked loose. Van Eckeren knocks it back, and he'll scoop it off the deck. Now he's going to run up. Puts the brakes on. Tells Mason Winiger to get off. He gets pressured, so he'll sprint forward. Van Eckeren plays it to the wing. Now underneath. Over to Camacho. Makes a move around one. Fights through contact. And a lot of it. But the ball gets turned over for a second. Sparks will scoop it through the air. Strader. Goes to the wide side of the field. Now played right in front, off the deck, as the flags are ripping out there by the scoreboard, as the wind has started picking up here pretty quick in Docking Family Stadium. A lot of changes being made over here on the sideline. And it's going to be the Scots having to take a seat. That's going to be number 22, Braden Vanderkamp. So Bulldogs with a player advantage. Or no, it's going to be Pearson having to take a seat. Number 2, not 22. So Cole Pearson, the older brother out of Howell, Michigan, is taking a seat. Of course, younger brother out there playing right now. It's passed right in front. The quick cut, the shot attempt, and the quick goal by the Bulldogs to score with the player advantage. So the Bulldogs score fast. Michael Jonas grabs himself another assist as Riley Edwards is the beneficiator of the player advantage. Now we go into a 26-2 game. Sam Burke looking for the faceoff. Fighting for it with Dusenberry. Burke will scoop it. Sam Burke running down the field. Tries to make a move around the defender. Passes it off to Mason Winiger, and it skips away. He'll pick it up off the deck. Fights off the challenge by Dusenberry. Winiger passes it to the wing. As the pass in front unable to be handled. Camacho can't handle it cleanly. Now he'll scoop it. Plays it over to Sparks. Up top for Schrader. Schrader goes down to the wing. Now underneath. It's played in an awkward grab, but a grab made nonetheless, as there's a minute left here of action. Schrader goes underneath, 30 seconds on the shot clock. Camacho cuts in front, jumps through contact, takes the shot, and it's going to be a save made. But the Bulldogs able to steal it right back. No, it will be the Scots with possession, playing it up to Kahn. Kahn runs forward, takes the shot attempt, and a split out by Milats to make the save, as he'll now clear it up the field to Sparks. Sparks sends it into the offensive area. It will skip underneath it, I believe. So it will be Scott's possession for the last 17 seconds most likely, as that will likely be the game. Bulldogs up 26-2 as time is winding down. Ball played, and it will skip out of bounds, so the Bulldogs will be able to have possession as time expires. 5 seconds on the clock. Doubt they're going to do anything offensively with it. Just flipping it into the middle. Owen Barber walks it up as time will expire, and the Bulldogs will win, bringing their conference record up to 4-1, and the overall record 10-6. If my math is correct, that's going to be head coach Brett Wetzel's 50th win on his career. 7 seasons spent here at Adrian College. He's grabbed a 50-50 record so far as they look to continue their success on Wednesday at Albion College. That's going to be April 23rd at 7 p.m. That will be their final contest of the year before MIAA conference tournament play. So we hope to see the Bulldogs have some success at Albion before tournament play. And I appreciate you joining us. My name is Sean Whitmer, and you've been watching men's lacrosse action here on ACTV.